Are you familiar with Monster Hunter? Maybe you've heard of Monster Hunter World at least. That's been all over the gaming media. It's been touted as the more fun Monster Hunter. Fun in this instance, of course, means more westernized. Well, if you haven't heard, the Nintendo Switch got a Monster Hunter. That's fantastic news, right? Well, kind of. The Switch so far has had a handful of fantastic first-party games and a boatload of ports. Mostly ports of games designed for more powerful systems that need to be scaled down. You're not going to see every bleeding-edge pixel meant for the game, but you're going to experience the game in a relatively smooth fashion. But with Monster Hunter Generations, we get an interesting and, as of yet, rare moment. A game coming over from a fairly underpowered system, a 3DS to be exact. Now, I don't really know how I feel about this port in general. Quick history. Monster Hunter Generations, or X, was released between 2015 and 2016 globally. Capcom decided to expand on the game with one called Double X or Double Cross. Take your pick, honestly. It added some extra monsters and even referenced some other Capcom IPs. It was just a good overall expansion that they said wasn't coming west. In the classic vein of why does Japan get all the cool stuff, it seemed like Capcom was going to try to make some of their die-hard fans learn Japanese. But with the success of Monster Hunter World came the promise of Double Cross making its way west in the form of Generations Ultimate. I mean, I'm glad we're getting it and all, but the journey to get there just felt bad. But what of the game? How does it feel? How does it look? What were the boys over at Capcom able to pull off with this enhanced platform? Some fairly decent visual upgrades. It seems things like draw distance, textures, even frame stability have received vast improvements over the 3DS counterpart. And at times these things are very clear to see, especially in the skybox backdrops across pretty much all of the maps. But in reality, this is just a shiny coat of paint that's being put over the jagged bones of an already finicky mess. I'm certain Capcom did the best they could to get this game to work on the 3DS, but I feel like elements of that are still attached to Ultimate Generations. Some of the textures are amazing, but everything still remains fairly low poly. Character armor also doesn't seem to have received as much love as backdrops, and since Monster Hunter is at least 30% about that fashion sense, this gets filed under detriment. So visually the game is kind of bipolar. I'm amazed when I get to see a flock of birds flying across a beautiful backdrop, but then a little disappointed when my character's weapon looks like it was drawn up by some crayons. I love running along some well-designed dunes, but then I hate when I see the PS2 era trees and rocks popping up along the way. I'm sure Capcom did their best to try to stay true to the origin of this game. It's just so much of the 3DS roots play through here. Even the controls feel a bit clunky at times. A minor change in the left analog stick and all of a sudden my hunter's turned a complete 90 degrees and is now swinging at nothing. And having played it recently with Dreamcast Guy, there are some quality of life elements that I really wish the whole East vs West could get over and just realize that it's nothing but beneficial. At one point Max and I had to restart a mission 3 times just because there weren't any clear-cut visuals or prompts informing me that I had to pick up the host's mission off a board, that I had to stand in a specific spot and activate the ready button that wasn't actually a ready button, that a subtly blinking icon would let Max know I was ready to go hunt monsters. And thanks to Nintendo's grand no in-game voice chat curse, Max and I eventually had to call each other and speakerphone it up just to go on a mission that ended up being a simple monster farm. I guess just beyond visual improvements, don't expect too many changes if you're familiar with the more hardcore Monster Hunter titles. And if you're only really familiar with Monster Hunter World and are expecting the same in Generations Ultimate, no. Just no. About the 10th time a monster swats you into yet another non-consensual load screen, you'll be about ready to throw your Switch across the break room at work. Doesn't sound good, right? And on top of all the jankiness, you can expect hours upon hours of farm just to get some gear together that in a couple days you're gonna need to get rid of. So is it good? No. It's a game that should have been given to the fans of the 3DS series, only to have Capcom cop out and leave them hanging. It sounded like they were about to sorry not sorry us, with only releasing the Switch version of this game in Japan. Almost understandable. All the aspects of this Monster Hunter scream Japanese lifestyle, where gamers go out, meet up, go to internet cafes and massive arcades. Social groups can form around these systems. You could find fellow hunters on your train commute to work or school and get in 1 or 2 hunts on your way there. This doesn't happen in similar scale in the US as it does in Japan. I wish it did. So not good. And coming to a market space that doesn't live the Monster Hunter positive lifestyle. So would I buy it? Hell yes. I am a sucker for this kind of self-harm. Monster Hunter has always represented the boiled down essence of everything I love about RPGs. Min-maxing gear in preparation for a boss fight, and boss fights. Something close to 90 boss fights, to be specific. All with unique properties and attack patterns. And despite Nintendo's lack of understanding of what makes in-game voice good, despite Capcom's inability to add quality of life improvements to the online lobby, Monster Hunter Generations still holds the potential for epic boss fight moments. Overcoming the struggle through flawless execution or even a clutch Hail Mary, character adaptability to fill any and all needed roles. These things are important parts of the grander magic that is the Monster Hunter series. Even when Max and I were struggling to align all the planets to get the online experience to work, I could hear him shifting from screw this game and the 500 hours I'm gonna need to put in just to be good at it, to, man, I can really see the potential to having a good squad of 4 fight an incredible monster in an epic way. It's just something about this game. It's so bad it's brilliant. It can be that perfect gem in a hurricane of flaming garbage. And if you're looking to test your skills against an ocean of creatures looking to do nothing more than kill you, this game, above all others, is certainly one you need to take a look at. Just one thing. Try really hard to fight away from the edges of the map. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw here, don't forget to tinker around with those thumb buttons. And if you're into gaming news, tech, reviews of things, all that kind of fun gaming stuff, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you find yourself short on shirts, we've got a little merch button down there. You could probably get some stuff. Either way, until next time.